Hey guys, this is Rocking3 bringing you the live commentary Forza 6, and today is the day that I purchased the Porsche expansion. It has 20 cars and has, I think, 21 different track variations of VIR. We're going to go ahead and go in here and make our purchase. We'll skip that. All right, so the Porsche expansion is $19.99. It is not part of the season pass or the VIP. It is additional, but I do love these cars. Well, I should say I love some of them, and I'll share with you which ones I do like and which ones I don't. And then I love VIR as well. So we're going to purchase this. Okay, the purchase has been made, and it is now installing. It is the 2.41 gig update, so we will let that go. All right, and through the magic of editing, we are installed. And my controller shut off, and I didn't even know it. All right, so let's back up. Sure, it's going to boot it up again. Porsche owner. All the cards have been added to my garage. That's good. All right, let's go take a look at it. So we have new multiplayers, we have new time trials with the rivals, new leagues, new showcases, and single player anthology. Begin campaign. All right, so let's go over to the cars, my cars, and did I pass it? I have not gotten there yet. There we go. And we'll look at our new category here. Nicely highlighted in yellow, and looks like the cars aren't in any kind of order, so let's go ahead and go from top to bottom. We have a P-Class car here. We have the 919 hybrid. I actually watch this type of racing, and I love watching these cars. These 919, I think it's 918 or 920. They are, or I'm sorry, I think it's 19 and 20, number 19 and number 20. They're both 919 hybrids, but they are dominant. I watched them race, and they think they ended up 1-2. 2015 Porsche Cayman GTS. A little concerned about that one. I think that one's going to be probably a little bit heavy, and it's under 3,000, so that might not be bad. That's a pretty high PI though of 583, and rear-wheel drive mid-engine. So we'll try that one out. I do like that one though. Not crazy about the SUVs. So we have the Cayenne Turbo. That is a very heavy car with a lot of horsepower. But that C-level 461 is pretty good. All right, we got the 918 Spyder, 2014 918 Spyder, R-Class 858. It's a lot of horsepower. That's a high number though. So R-Class. We'll see how that turns out. 2014 911 Turbo S. I love the Turbo S's. That is S725. That is really high. I was hoping it'd be a little bit lower than that. But I guess we can race that in S-Class. That one's a lot heavier than I thought, 3,600 pounds. That balance is going to be tricky too, that 39% front balance. I thought those were a little bit more even, but I suppose not with the engine being a mid-engine. All right, so we went from the 2014, 2012 GT2. RS, love that black hood on that car. S779, yeah, we're really high again. A lot lighter though. This one probably out of the box for S is going to be a lot better, unless we can take out almost 1,000 pounds of weight out of this one. We'll see. We have the 2012 911 GT3 RS 4.0. Assuming 4.0 means the engine size. I'm assuming that's a 6. Probably a inline 6 or flathead 6. I can't remember what Porsche calls them. 500 horsepower, 3,000 pounds. That'll be a good one. Let's compare that one here real quick. A lot lighter, a little bit less horsepower. Oh, I just realized that Turbo S was all-wheel drive. That changes things a little bit. That's why it's a little bit heavier. So, liking this car too. That'll be fun. A Cayenne Turbo, another SUV. Really heavy. Probably not going to be competitive. Maybe in an SUV race or something, but overall not going to be my favorite. I do love the Flying Lizard. There's been really good races. Used to be the American Le Mans Series. Now it's ALMS. And this was a really good car in its day back in 2011. It's kind of fallen off a little bit, and I think they may have even changed the model a little bit. But there's an epic ending between a Porsche and a Corvette at Laguna Seca where the Porsche hits the Corvette. It's awesome. If you ever get a chance to check that out, it's from probably about 7 years ago, but it was amazing. Another P class car. We got a Penske Racing Spyder Evo. Not sure about that. That is really light though. 18. That's probably right in line with the rest of the P class cars. Let's see what that P was up here. Yep, 1918, 900 horsepower. Look at that torque. That's crazy. So I don't do a lot of P-class racing, but I do like to have them just for the fun of it. 2004 911 GT3, that's pretty cool. A-class. That one could top out at A and be pretty competitive. 381 horsepower, 3,100 pounds. That one's got some really good potential. I'm excited about that one. Wow, another S-Class one. And I understand that Porsche's a high-performance vehicle in most cases, but 605 horsepower, 3,258 pounds. That's a lot. The 2003 Carrera GT, not exactly the best-looking car in my opinion. I like this shape a little bit better, but we'll see how that one turns out. That's a high-class S already. 98 Porsche AG 911 GT 198. Going to be pure R. That I don't know if that'll top out in R or not. We'll see what kind of parts we can provide for it. 550 horsepower, 2,000 pounds, just really light. I like that balance though, that 49% balance. That one's going to be a little bit easier to drive and to tune probably. 89 Porsche 944 Turbo. Not exactly my favorite car. It's C-Class, so we have some pretty good opportunities here. If we can lighten it up a little bit and gain a little bit of horsepower, this one could be pretty competitive. And it's pretty balanced there, 51%. 87 Porsche AG 962C. That is a P6969. 720 horsepower, 1962 pounds. Yep. Another P-Class car that I'll have to try out. I'll have to try them all out side by side and see how they turn out. Some of it depends on the amount of downforce they allow you to put on it, but we shall see. So, 87 Porsche 959. Not exactly the best looking car in the world. It never was super attractive, but it was a fast car for 87. And it has a lot of the technologies built into this car that we now have on a lot of our standard vehicles. A lot of electronic control, traction control, ABS, things. This car was ahead of its time. 450 horsepower. It's an A700, 3190 pounds. That one actually might be really good. You might have to add a little bit of weight to it. It might be fun to try it in A-Class, see how it turns out. That one could be really good. And, of course, it's all-wheel drive. Man, some potential there. Maybe even change that to a rear-wheel drive car. We'll see. 1982 Porsche 911 Turbo 3.3, 296 horsepower, 2,800 pounds. That's a pretty solid number for a C-Class car. That mid-engine is going to be really tough. 40% balance on the front. That one's going to be tricky. Okay, we're getting into the cars I actually don't care for these. I know these have a lot of value to it, and it's kind of a history of the car itself. But this is a 914/6. I've seen these in person. I don't particularly like them. E-Class car, 125 horsepower. That's just going to be the roll of the dice. If we can add some horsepower to it, probably a centrifugal supercharger. We'll see. This one is probably one of the better ones out of the old cars. 1960 718 RS60, 160 horsepower. Look at that weight, 1280. That is going to be a go-kart. Hard to say how that's going to turn out, especially since it's already in B-Class. That might be a tremendous handling car. Maybe momentum tracks even, but we will see. And wow, This looks like it's going to be the lowest one, E225. So 60 horsepower. We're talking Volkswagen Beetle here. I would imagine it's going to be a lot of that similarity with the Beetle, except that we are rear-wheel drive with the mid-engine as well. That might be a rear engine. I'm trying to decide here. I think those are mid-engines, and that's a front engine, mid-engine, and then that would be a rear engine, a true rear engine car. Balance is going to be tricky, 44%. That's not too far off, but this car is low to start with. 1955 550 Spyder, 550 Spyder D330. Looking at the power, it's a little low. Maybe we can do an engine swap in there or something like that and bring it up to C class. That might be its best opportunity, is go up a full class. Really hard to tell. That looks like it's going to be pretty easy to tune with the 48% in the front, but we will see. So going back through this, I love this car. I really like this car. I really am indifferent about that one. That is an amazing car. I'm sure it's going to be awful in the game, though. That one is a good car. Probably won't be that competitive, though. This one will be a little bit more competitive, but that is a good-looking car. I would take that in a heartbeat. Another similar good-looking car, GT3. That one at 718 might be good at the top of S. We will see. Indifferent about the SUV. Love the Flying Lizard. That's going to be fun just to do the type of cars, the GT cars that I like to do. P-Class, I'm kind of indifferent. I like them, but I'm not super excited about it. This one has a good potential of being a really good car, A-Class 629. We'll see what happens when we get to the top of A, see how good it turns out. Don't care for this car too much. Kind of indifferent about that car. Not excited. This one could be competitive, but I'm not excited about it just because of the looks of it. Indifferent. I'm actually really excited to try that one out, and I know it's not great looking, but I'm excited. Love the old cars. This one could be very competitive. This one will probably be competitive, but I don't like it. This one is the best of the old ones, I think. We'll see how that turns out. I'm going to try top of B and maybe top of A. These cars are probably going to be ultra fast once we get the centrifugal supercharger or the engine swaps in, and keep the PI low, keep this down into maybe D class. And then this one's going to be D or C. All right. Let me know what you guys think about these cars. Tell me what you're excited about. I'm going to start driving and tuning them and see what I can get out of them, and see how competitive they are to the regular leaderboards. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next video. Later.